Hello everyone, I'm Marcus, your host. Today with me is Jessica. We often think of our body like a house. If the plumbing gets clogged, you call a plumber, they snake the drain, and everything flows again. But when it comes to our arteries, the literal plumbing of our existence, we treat it so strangely. We see high blood pressure, we see cholesterol, and we just throw medication at the symptom.
Exactly. It's like painting over a crack in the wall without checking if the foundation is sinking. We are obsessed with the what, the plaque, the pressure, but we rarely ask why it's happening in the first place. And the answer is usually much more fascinating and frankly, a bit more terrifying than just, you ate too many eggs.
Right. And today we are diving into a protocol that claims to not just stop that damage, but actually reverse it. We're talking about a specific drink that acts, and this is a bold claim, like exercise in a cup. But before we get to the recipe, we have to understand the crime scene. What is actually happening inside an artery before a heart attack?
The crime scene is microscopic. It starts with a single layer of cells called the endothelium. Think of this as the Teflon coating on the inside of your blood vessels. It's supposed to be smooth, slick, and protective. But when that layer gets damaged, everything goes wrong.
So the plaque, the thing we are all terrified of, is that just random debris getting stuck?
No, and that's the biggest misconception. Plaque isn't just sludge accumulating like grease in a kitchen sink. Plaque is a biological band-aid. When that endothelial layer gets damaged, scratched, if you will, the body sends in inflammation, calcium, and cholesterol to patch the hole. It's a survival mechanism. The plaque is there because the body is trying to save you from bleeding out internally.
That completely flips the script. So, if I have plaque, it means my body is in a constant state of repair.
Precisely. And the question shouldn't be, how do I lower my cholesterol? It should be, what is scratching the inside of my arteries? Because once that damage happens, you lose the ability to produce something called nitric oxide.
Nitric oxide. I hear bodybuilders talk about this for the pump.
It is the pump, but for survival. Nitric oxide is a vasodilator. It tells your arteries to relax and open up. When you have endothelial damage, your nitric oxide levels tank. Your arteries get stiff, your blood pressure spikes because the pipes are narrower, and suddenly you're a prime candidate for a clot. And remember, 90% of heart attacks involve clots.
Okay, so we need to stop the scratching. What is the sandpaper? What are we doing that is destroying this lining?
The biggest culprit, without a doubt, is sugar. And I don't just mean candy. I mean the relentless stream of refined carbohydrates that modern society runs on.
But wait, I have friends who eat pasta and bread every day, and their blood sugar tests come back normal. They seem fine.
That is the most dangerous illusion in modern medicine. A normal blood sugar reading is about 80 milligrams per deciliter. That equals about 1 teaspoon of sugar in your entire bloodstream. 1. Now, the average person consumes anywhere from 50 to 100 teaspoons of sugar a day via processed foods and carbs.
So how is their blood sugar normal?
Because of insulin. Insulin is the janitor. It comes in with a high-powered vacuum and sucks that toxic sugar out of the blood immediately to save your arteries from rusting out. So your blood sugar looks normal, but your insulin is skyrocketing. You can sustain that for maybe 15 or 20 years. But eventually, the pancreas burns out, insulin stops working, and you slide into diabetes. But by then, the endothelial damage is already done.
That's a heavy realization. We are basically running our engines into the ground and celebrating because the speedometer still works.
That's a perfect analogy. And while we are destroying the engine, we are also missing the nutrients that protect it. We need vitamin D from the sun. We need magnesium, which is the master controller that relaxes the arteries. If calcium contracts the muscle, magnesium releases it. If you're deficient in magnesium, your arteries are literally in a cramp.
And I know we want to talk about the solution, but briefly, is there a way to actually reverse the plaque that's already there? Or is it permanent?
It is reversible, but it requires a process called reverse cholesterol transport. Your body has a mechanism to take that cholesterol from the artery wall and ship it back to the liver to be recycled. But to trigger that, you need high HDL, you need exercise, you need fasting, and you need to cut the carbs so the inflammation stops. You can't clean the house while you're still tracking muddy boots through the front door.
Fair enough. Stop the mud first. Now, let's get to the star of the show. You mentioned a drink that can mimic the effects of exercise on the arteries. That sounds like snake oil. Convince me.
It does sound too good to be true, doesn't it? But the data is fascinating. We are talking about cacao.
Chocolate?
Not the candy bar at the checkout line. I'm talking about raw, unroasted cacao powder, not cocoa, which has been roasted and stripped of nutrients. Raw cacao is loaded with flavanols. These are plant compounds that are incredibly potent antioxidants.
How potent are we talking?
Well, there was a study that compared the vasodilation, the widening of the arteries, from consuming high flavanol cacao powder versus doing moderate exercise. The results were nearly identical.
Wait, so drinking this cup effectively tricked the arteries into behaving as if the person had gone for a jog?
Biologically, yes. The cacao triggers an enzyme machine in the body that forces the production of nitric oxide. It wakes up that endothelial layer we talked about. It's not a replacement for moving your body, obviously, but chemically, it's doing the heavy lifting of opening up those blood vessels.
That is wild. So it's basically an arterial gym session.
It gets better. There was another study on people aged 50 to 80. They had them consume this daily for just 2 weeks. They measured arterial stiffness, how hard the arteries had become. After 2 weeks, their arterial flexibility was comparable to someone 20 to 30 years younger.
That's anti-aging. That's not just health, that's turning back the clock.
It is. And because it's cumulative, the more you do it, the more you teach your arteries to produce nitric oxide on their own again.
Okay, I'm sold. I want to make this. Walk me through the perfect protocol. Is it just a spoon of powder in water?
There's a bit of an art to it if you want maximum absorption. First, you take the raw cacao powder. But to supercharge it, I recommend adding beetroot powder.
Why beets?
It's a 1-2 punch. Cacao stimulates the enzymes to make nitric oxide. Beetroot powder actually contains the raw materials for nitric oxide. So one provides the fuel, the other starts the engine. It's a synergistic effect.
Flavor-wise, that sounds earthy.
It is distinct. But you can add a little stevia or monk fruit if you need to. Now, here's the critical mistake people make. Do not use boiling water.
Because it's raw?
Exactly. If you pour boiling water on it, you cook the nutrients and destroy some of those delicate enzymes. You want warm water. Warm enough to dissolve it, but not scalding.
Got it. Now here's the kicker for the coffee addicts listening. I assume this pairs well with my morning latte?
You would think so, but no. This is the tragic part for caffeine lovers. Caffeine is a vasoconstrictor. It tightens blood vessels. Cacao is a vasodilator. If you mix them or drink them at the same time, the caffeine cancels out the heart benefits of the cacao.
So I'm undoing the good work immediately.
For the arteries, yes. If you just want the brain benefits because cacao is great for focus, mixing it with coffee is fine. But if you are trying to unclog arteries and lower blood pressure, you need a buffer zone. 2 hours. Drink your cacao 2 hours before or 2 hours after your coffee.
That's a serious commitment for the morning routine, but for the results you're describing, it seems worth it.
It's a small price to pay. You can also throw in a pinch of sea salt or a little magnesium glycinate to really round out the mineral profile. But the core is that cacao beetroot combination.
It's fascinating how we look for complex pharmaceutical solutions when sometimes the most powerful chemistry is sitting in a plant.
Nature usually has the answer if we stop interfering with the process. We spend decades stiffening our arteries with sugar and stress, and then we are shocked when they break. This is about giving the body the tools, specifically the nitric oxide, to heal itself.
It brings us back to that idea of the root cause. We aren't suffering from a lack of medication, we're suffering from a lack of function.
And a lack of raw materials, you can't build a flexible, healthy artery out of sugar and inflammation. You build it out of nutrients, flow, and proper signaling.
So, the takeaway for our listeners, check your sugar intake, maybe look into that low-carb lifestyle to stop the damage, and consider swapping that second cup of coffee for this cacao elixir.
Your heart will literally thank you, and honestly, give it 2 weeks. See how you feel. The energy difference alone from having properly oxygenated blood is startling.
I'm going to try it starting tomorrow, though I might struggle with that 2-hour coffee gap.
You'll survive. The vascular gains are worth it.
Thanks for breaking this down. It's a powerful reminder that we have more control over our biology than we think.
Always.
And to everyone listening, here's to your health, your arteries, and flowing freely. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.